When you watch your own film, what would you say is the biggest area of improvement that you feel like will take you to the next level on the NFL?
Yeah, just the mental aspect. That's the biggest area of improvement for me. Like for example, in the Michigan game, third quarter we ran counter, and I was front side on the counter. And when you got a man on and a man outside, you got to take the man. So you can't work a double team. I picked it up and then made the play. And then last play of the game, same situation. I'm front side counter, man on, man outside, and I didn't pick it up and I didn't recognize it. So just that mental aspect to eliminate those type of plays, so I can play more consistent on a consistent basis.
What teams have
Thank you. Say again?
What teams have
It's a lot. I can't really name them all yet.
Remember the Packers? Were they one?
No, sir.
What about the Jets? Did you meet them?
Yes, sir.
And how was that meeting?
Yeah, it was a great meeting. I mean, I really gelled with the whole coaching staff. Really enjoyed my time. Went over film, the good, bad, ugly, and just got to know them. They got to know me and my background, so it was a really great time.
What would it be like for you to block for a guy like that?
Yeah, that'll be definitely a dream. I grew up in Milwaukee, so I was definitely watching the Packers a whole lot. So just seeing the incredible plays that he made, and just the offense when he was with Green Bay, just was unreal. So to play for him, not only me but my whole family be ecstatic just because they still stay in Wisconsin.
JC, when you were a kid, what was the college that you wanted to go to? Why was Alabama on that list?
Yeah, when I went to IMG from Wisconsin, I wanted to always be in a highly competitive environment. And IMG, provided me with that. Every single day you had to compete to earn your spot for everything, in the weight room, on the field, nutrition, all of it. So, COVID hit, couldn't take any visits, but I knew that environment at IMG would be extremely similar to Alabama. So that's why I went to Alabama, because I knew I was going against guys like Will Anderson, Dallas Turner, Chris Braswell, Chris Allen, and the list goes on. So, just being in a competitive environment brings the best out of me, and I love to compete.
JC, what might intrigue you about the team?
It'll mean, like I said, it'll mean the world just to be drafted by any team. I know a lot of guys over there, and I know the organization. So, just meeting with them guys and being with the coaching staff, I really enjoy my time over there.
Who are some of the guys?
Say again?
Who are some of the guys?
Yeah, Byron Murphy, he went to Alabama, obviously. So, I just love going against him in practice. He's a really unique guy, really powerful, and he always makes me better. So just going against him on a day-to-day basis would just always make me better.
Where did you grow up in Milwaukee or Wisconsin?
Yeah, I was born in Meridian, Mississippi, and then I moved to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, before going to a different city in Oak Creek. So, yes, sir.
How long were you there?
I think I was in Oak Creek for, I want to say, 4 years, so 4 or 5 years before going to IMG. So, I didn't go to high school in Oak Creek. I actually went to another school called Catholic Memorial. So, I was there for a year and a half, and then I went to IMG after that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, just to go about the way, you don't want to obviously have it interfere with your, day-to-day life and your routine. So you definitely got to prioritize it behind, the main thing, which is, getting an education and then playing ball. But just taking advantage of the opportunity, building up your platform, and then obviously a lot of guys, including myself, look to provide for their families and, their friends like that surround them who've been with them from the jump. So just utilizing that in that aspect as well. We had a meeting about it when it first came about in August. I think it was 2021. So we had a meeting about it, but as I stated, I wasn't even starting back then, so I wasn't really worried about it, honestly.
How do you feel like you compare to Olu Fashanu, and have you gotten to know those guys a little bit?
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to talk to Alt. I talked to Fashanu a couple times. Both of those guys are really, really great guys. I respect their games a lot. Obviously everybody who's here worked hard to get to this point. So, I know they're really dedicated and have a passion for the game. So, I haven't really had an in-depth conversation with them, but I can just tell by the way they carry themselves.
Can you talk about competition and how much you enjoy it? Where do you like to compete in?
I'm really big in video games, so I play a lot of Madden, 2K, UFC, Call of Duty. So, I compete in those games. That's pretty much it, though, honestly. We really don't do too much else. I play Uno with my friends, so, I'm competitive in that nature. But anything that you can really compete in, I try to compete in. So. Yeah, as I stated earlier, things that I need to improve on just the mental aspect of understanding how to play more consistently and just being more aware. But my strengths, I mean, I feel like I've been blessed to have the ability to do it all and perform at a high level in everything that I do. So in that aspect, I feel that I'm only just improving from that. Only just getting started. So.
What's your versatility and willingness to play left side, right side?
Yeah. Yeah. When I was at IMG, I played left tackle, and I really didn't even play the way that some people might think. You know, I was really a defensive lineman. I was, top 10 in the country, number 3 in my position. And 2 weeks before the first game, like 3 guys got hurt playing basketball, all tore their ACL and MCL. Crazy event. So they asked me and Tyler Booker to play offensive line. That was 2 weeks before the first game, so I didn't even practice, have an offseason at left tackle. I just went out there and played. And then I had that offseason, COVID hit, a lot of things changed. So, yeah, I mean, I started at left, got to Alabama, and that's when Evan Neal was at left, so I moved to right. The same situation, didn't really get a lot of time to train at it, but I just jumped in right away. And then played a little bit of guard for that season. So, I mean, wherever I'm needed to be played, I'll adapt and just get the job done. Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys said I just had to build for it. But, I mean, just obviously the work ethic that I had, just willing to understand that if you want to be great at something, you got to work for it. Being from Wisconsin and, having a lot of roots there, everything that you have over there is earned. It's never given. So when I made the move to offensive line, I knew if I wanted to be great at it, I had to work at it. So every day after practice, I'm working out, trying to figure out how I can make this better. And, I was really bad at the time. So I had to figure out I started with my first step and then a pass set and then, transition to my hands and then, just the ability to move in space. But, yeah, it was definitely a grind. It's every single day we just started with something little and just kept building upon that.
Alabama had a true freshman play left tackle this year, Kadyn Proctor. How did he do, and what do you see from him?
Yeah, you're playing as a true freshman at the University of Alabama. It's no easy task for nobody. So I respect him a lot for that, stepping into that role. And then, the Alabama team, just a spade. A lot of people doubted us. So you're playing on a team that is doubted by a lot of people. So I'm knowing that there was a lot of pressure there, and I think he handled it great. He stuck with me and Tyler Booker, and we every single day just made sure that we were doing what we had to do to be great and be successful. So, yeah, I mean, he did everything that he could, and, I hate that he transferred. But as far as while he was there, he was one of the hardest working guys that I know.
JC, did you bring a defender's mentality to your offensive?
Yeah, I definitely think as far as just having that mentality, I think that's just the attitude within me, being physical, being aggressive, just being willingness to attack at any given moment. I think that's the mindset that I've always had as a defensive player. So I think naturally playing offense, playing offensive line, it just translates over so easily.
Is that fit better on the right side like that?
What?
As a strong side, run blocking guy? Is that defensive mentality?
Yes and no. I mean, we'll figure out how to get the job done regardless of what happens. So if I'm at left, I'm still going to be just as aggressive. But, yeah, I do like when I was on the right at Alabama, being able to just run block and just purely move guys off the spot. I did like that a lot. So. Yes, sir. Yeah, it was another great meeting. Sat down right away, and we looked at some bad plays first, and we talked about it and got an engagement of it. Understood our offense, understood theirs, and then that's when we looked at some good plays and some highlights, and then yeah, we just built that communication, that guideline, just getting to know one another.
Everybody talks about the energy Jonathan Gannon has in this meeting.
Yeah.
Did you get that feeling too?
Yeah, definitely. As soon as I walked in, I mean, right away, he just had a lot of energy. He just, sat down. We just went right into it, and he was just energetic about everything that we were doing. So.
What would it mean to block for a guy like Tyler Booker?
Yeah, I mean, that's a dream come true. Just playing Madden back in the day, just using him a lot, just scrambling around, making great throws, and running the ball. That would be an amazing feeling.
What drills are you doing tomorrow? Do you feel like there's anything you can go to?
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely doing the positional drills. Unfortunately, I had a high ankle sprain from the last game on the last play, so I wasn't able to really get into the training aspect that I would like. So yeah, I'm only doing the positional drills because of the drills that we do as far as like 40, 5'10", 5L kind of creates a lot of pressure on my injury. So yeah, I'm just gonna restrict myself to that.
JC, have you met with the Cowboys this week?
No, sir. Oh, actually, yes, sir. Yeah, I did. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
What did you think about that meeting? What do you think
Yeah, just another great meeting, another great franchise. Yeah, I mean, you know, a lot of times you see them a lot at Alabama, so the coaches obviously talk to me about who they have over there as far as coaching staff-wise. So, I mean, I knew a lot going into the meeting, so it was great energy.
You were kind of talking earlier about the last play in Michigan. I didn't. You got hurt on that play.
Yeah.
I mean, was that part of the reason why you weren't able to do it?
Nah, just poor mental awareness. You know, looking back at that play, I see a guy next to the guy who I'm supposed to block, and I gap hinge. I wasn't supposed to gap hinge. Just understanding when you got, like I said earlier, man on, man outside, you got to take the man. So.
JC, if you could add any event to the NFL Combine, what would it be?
Any event? Oh, that'd be tough. I definitely want to see like one-on-ones. You know, guys say everybody wants to compete. You really don't get a lot of time to see guys really compete as far as like positional stuff. So I definitely want to see like O-line, D-line, one-on-one, 7-on-7, just because you can genuinely see how a guy looks out there as far as just a competitive aspect. I know it's not necessarily hitting, but yeah, we're all in the same league now, so you definitely get to see that. So.
Put you more in a more sophisticated business mindset
Yeah, it definitely has you grow up. You got to understand, you know, you're getting more money now, so there's going to be a kind of a bigger target on your back. And if you want to create more wealth for yourself and your family, you got to understand how to really maneuver it and manage it. So, yeah, it definitely puts you in the mindset to really understand what's going on around you and how can you create generational wealth early.
targeted, like even if it's a business, we've got a great business, but targeted kind of business courses and things like that?
I thought about it, but I was already in communications before NIL came, so I just stuck with my original degree.
So JC asked this already, but have you talked to the Steelers at the Combine yet?
Yes, sir.
What was that meeting like?
Yeah, again, another great meeting. You know, I had a chance to see Mike Tomlin when he was at our pro day last year, so that was just a surreal moment to, you know, be interviewed by him and just the coaching staff. So yeah, it was a great feeling. I think everything, honestly. You know, I have the ability to do anything. You know, ask of me, get the job done. I know a lot of guys has that ability to, you know, like in one aspect, but I train myself to not necessarily be one or two dimensional. Try to every aspect of my game, so there's not necessarily a weakness in it.
Was that meeting with Pittsburgh?
Yes, sir. Say again?
Were you really 6'4" in 8th grade?
No, I was 6'2". I was 6'2", yeah. But, yeah, I think the growth kind of stopped. That's when I started lifting weights, so. 18, yeah.
What's the largest wild animal you can take the rest of the best time?
A bear, yeah. A grizzly bear.
How hard is it for you? How do you fly shoes?
Yeah, it was tough early, but you know, you find ways to get it done. You know, GOAT. You know, you got connections, so you know, I mean, it's easier to find designer shoes, but they're really expensive. So,
Who fits you the best then?
as far as designer,
Yeah, any
or just shoe, definitely Jordans. Any kind of Jordan, honestly. I'm in love with 4s, but yeah, nah. Christian Dior is also a really comfortable shoe for it to be
What do you want
designer.
to showcase on
As far as my athletic ability.
Yeah, just on Sunday. What do you want to show?
Yeah, just that, just the ability to move around and get out there. You know, I'm waiting to see if I'm asked to do anything out of a left tackle stance, so and get that done, so I can show my versatility amongst everything. It just depends. You know, we still have to make a decision. Our pro day is like 10 days or 12 days after this, so I wouldn't necessarily have enough time to really polish up anything that I need to do. So we're just making a decision after.
Follow up on that to see if you can do some left tackle stuff. Tell me more.
Yeah, obviously it's a question mark. I mean, I'm a right tackle, so you know, usually tackles taken extremely high are left tackles, but I feel like I can break that kind of narrative. But it also would help me to showcase my ability to play left, and I have the ability to play not only left but guard as well. So.
Last one for JC.
JC, you clearly got a lot of swag. What would it be like to play with the swaggiest offensive lineman of all time, Trent Williams?
Yeah.
Have you met with the 49ers by chance?
Yeah, I think I have met with them. Yeah, this is a lot, so many teams, so it's a lot to remember. But yeah, to play with Trent, yeah, I texted him. I remember texting him, my freshman year when I first got to college. My positional coach now, George Hageman, he's one of his trainers. So yeah, I got a chance to reach out to him. And, I asked him like some advice, going into college. I'm a freshman, so what should I do if I want to get into the position he's in? And he gave me a lot of sound advice. And yeah, so I mean, his fashion, his swag on and off the field is just unmatched. So just the ability to play with him, I definitely, just shadow him and see how he goes about his routine every single day, and then just try to mimic it to make it my own.
Thanks, JC.
Yeah.